I was recently interviewed for a New York Times article, and it just went live. The article is about the phenomenon of these centuries-long age gaps in romantasy. Fantasy romance? I'm still not entirely clear on the definition of romantasy. Anyway, there's this trend of centuries-long age gaps between heroines and their love interests. Journalist Valeria Safronova reached out for my take on it after seeing one of my videos. If you see this and I mispronounced your name, I'm sorry. So why do I think these age gaps are popular? Well, like I said in the interview, I think it's very important to remember who is reading most of these romance novels. According to the data I have, most romance novels are purchased by women in their 30s and 40s. These are women who are in the middle of their child-rearing years, many of them. Certainly not all of them, but many of them. And this is a time of life when women have a famously, or perhaps infamously, massive mental load. Many women in this time of life are trying to keep multiple small humans alive, in addition to juggling a career and a spouse or partner. And unfortunately, most of our partners were not prepared for everything that goes into running a household. So even if you are fortunate enough to have a partner who is teachable and willing to learn and willing to share the mental load, a lot of times you end up having to educate your partner and teach your partner just how to do adulty things. A lot of women end up teaching their partners to be parents as well, even if they became parents at the same time. So I think that the reason that these love interests are so popular, these massive age gaps, these men who are centuries older than their love interests are so popular, is the fantasy of a man who is fully matured. The fantasy of a man who knows how to run a household, a man who makes good decisions. Because even in cases where these love interests come across as controlling, the thing is that they usually make good decisions, ultimately responsible decisions. And so I don't think the fantasy is necessarily someone who's a bajillion years older than you. I think the fantasy is about having someone who knows what the heck they're doing, who knows how to adult. But yeah, this is the article, and if you want to read about what I said and what other people who were interviewed said, definitely go check it out in the New York Times.